Hello gamers, welcome back to another episode of Walt Whitman Wednesdays. Let's freaking go. Last time we read the episode, in the last episode, okay, I'm all over the place already. In the last episode, we read Walt Whitman's poems entitled The Spider, I do believe, or The Spider Web. I do not recall exactly which one it was. We will revisit it today, just so that I can remember its title. And then we are... I did say I would explore this mineshaft last time, I believe. It's been a while since I've recorded Minecraft, but that's my belief. But I think I'm gonna go back to the surface, back home, and read and write yet another poem of Walt Whitman's. So before I can really just, because right now I'm not home in Minecraft, I mean. So I'm going to have to dig back up to remember where I was. So before I really get into the Walt Whitman part, I did say last time that the future of this series was not necessarily to be dedicated to Walt Whitman entirely. However, I think that dedicating solely one episode to him would be a bit, it wouldn't be enough, especially since he's such an accomplished author and he has so many poems to go through. Just going through one would be a waste. It's definitely not because I have trouble thinking of other people or words that start with WW, but if that's what you choose to believe, I wouldn't blame you. But no, it's not because of that. I have many more episodes in mind and ideas. I mean, just last time we turned Walter White Wednesday into Walt Whitman Wednesday. So I still have yet to do a Walter White Wednesday. I mean, a Walter White retrospective. Though I don't think I will do that. For the sole reason that it's been so freaking long since I've watched Breaking Bad. Let me just grab... Oh, never mind. I don't really have a lot of room in my inventory. So I'll just, go back home and then I'll come back in later episodes or once I'm done with this. So I've yet to choose what Walt Whitman poem I'll be reading today, but that doesn't need to be chosen in advance, if I'm being quite honest. Discovering the poem and choosing it by its title is part of the process, I do believe. I'm talking about it like this Walt Wednesday, whatever, is gonna stay about poets in the future, but finding Anglophonic poets whose initial are WW might be a bit difficult after one episode of... once I'm done with Walt Whitman, I'm pretty much gonna be done, I think. I mean, I don't know that many American poets to begin with, so let alone ones that start with WW. But that's when Wikipedia really comes in handy, right? Because, well, I don't really have to look for it myself. I can just type poets that start with WW and then whose initial are WW, rather, and I'm done. It's actually not that simple, actually, but I don't think... Wikipedia has a lot of lists. That's something you can say about Wikipedia. does it have a list of American poets whose initials are WW? I do not believe so. It should be created, if not, obviously, because this is a very important list. But you know, if it doesn't exist, at least this series might be. Can you freak off, my man? Don't you see I'm just trying to... What are you doing here? I can't hit you because I'm gonna die. And I can't really... Can I push you off this? Yes, move off. Oh, sorry about that. Endermen used to be my favorite mobs in Minecraft. I mean, they're still hard, to be honest. But, I mean, having a favorite Minecraft mob very much seems like a child thing to do. So I wouldn't say I have a favorite Minecraft mob, but if I did, it would be the Enderman, as it was so many years ago. Oh, I think I'm reaching the surface. Oh no? Oh no. Oh no, never mind, it's just a patch of dirt. I was deeper than I thought, than I remembered, quite honestly. And I really didn't prepare that much things to say. I thought, to be honest, I mean, it's the first time I'm recording Minecraft since I've started recording Mugenics, which means it's been 2 weeks, pretty much. Take it all. I mean, probably a bit more actually, because this is being recorded on the 20th Mugenics episode, so, you know, not exactly 2 weeks, a bit more. So, you know, I didn't remember that I was just exploring the caves. But even then, now that I think about it, I don't really remember being that deep in the dirt, in the depth of the earth. Let's make a pylon so that I can, you know, first of all, find my way home, and second of all, find my way back here in the future. I do not have a water bucket. That is something to keep in mind. I know. I lived on the border between a jungle, whatever that's called, and a forest. So this probably is the way. And there's a hill in between my pylon and this in my home, so this pylon is gonna be useless. Whatever. I can always. That's what's nice about recording video games, is that you can always go back and watch. By the way, yeah, just future me. If you're looking, this is the coordinates. So yeah, let's go back home, see if I still have enough materials to make a book that I can write on in, and then we'll start the search for a new, well, not necessarily new, but new to me, Walt Whitman's poem. I do know The Blade of Grass, and that's one I wanted to read, but I did not realize how long it was. So I'm going to have to find something else, but you know, it's nice to discover ones that I didn't know about. This is lava. I thought, oh, maybe this is actually, no, this is not the portal that I loot. Oh my god, 2 lodestones though. It's nice and all to find untold riches, but it's not necessarily what I want right now. Because I'm selling a lot of skeletons and zombies and... Oh my goodness! I don't need... I hope this episode doesn't end in me just dying in Minecraft and literally having to look back for my loot instead of reading a poem. That would be sad. I think this is the way though. So yeah, Walt Whitman, one of the great American poets. I mean, this is the jungle temple over there. Okay, let's not loot it, but let's keep it in mind there for the future. I'm debating whether or not I should start looking for a poem right now, but I think my attention should remain on the game because I mean I might die. I do play Mugenics so poorly whenever I'm reading something else at the same time, and it's not even a live a real-time game, so I can imagine how badly I would do just playing a real-time game while reading something. At least at night. In Minecraft, during the day is really not that dangerous if you're, on the surface, not doing anything stupid. Sorry. I have the hiccups. That's one of the numerous... Okay. This episode is not really dedicated to that topic, but unfortunately, my regiment that I've been going through lately of potion and joking and communing with the spirits of the superior realm is that, I have hiccups for some reason. It's not that bad, but I do. I asked the spirits and the beings why that was, and they told me that it's me. It's my body's way of processing the spiritual energy, because people are not supposed to have. I mean, they are supposed to have that much spiritual energy within them, except we are kept from it. And that's why mostly children get the hiccups. It's because their brain-blood barrier is not as strong as it is as an adult. And so their spirit energy, their, kind of has time to build up, and they need to release it with hiccups. And since I've destroyed it myself, my spirit energy is able to freely move through my body again, which means hiccups again. Not something I missed. I do not like hiccups at all, but I think it's my god, the price to pay, and I pay it willingly. I pay it willingly. But that's not the topic of today's video, obviously. I do have to mention something about the spirits, though. That's in the next few Minecraft episodes. This is going to be a topic that I'm going to really develop, because I've had a lot of I've met a lot of people, beings and stuff like that needs to be shared. Obviously not now. This is an episode dedicated to Walt Whitman's legacy. So, my goodness, maybe I am completely lost. In Minecraft, I mean, because I have no clue where I am right now, whatsoever. I could keep inventory and kill myself, but where's the fun in that? And you could say, what's the fun in roaming around the world looking for your home? And my answer to that is well, the feelings you get when you come home after just roaming around for hours in a virtual world is unequaled. Let me get some materials for my books while I'm here. I need some feathers to write with, and I need some leather to bind the book with. Oh, did they change the cow sound? Or am I just tripping? Because it's been a while that I've played the game. Oh my god, please don't blow up my leather. I have to admit, I usually don't play with the sound. I usually just put a video in the background and listen to that. So that's why I'm not too familiar with the sounds of Minecraft. I mean, the last time I played entirely with sound probably was more than 10 years ago, actually, like literally. I thought this light was might be a sign of civilization, but it is lava, and that's something I realized. I think though that if I keep following this river, I will eventually find my way back, because I do believe I lived next to a river, and I think this is exactly the one. But nothing really. I mean, yes, no. I know I'm on the right side of the river because the jungle is on this side of the river. Yeah. So I'm going the right way. I would, if the jungle was on the other side of the river, that would mean I was going the wrong way though. Oh, let's get some paper as well. Well, that's not paper, but that's what's used to make paper. They should, I mean, no, they shouldn't, but it's funny to me that Minecraft is very, like, dependent. I guess like a lot of Minecraft is dependent on wood. Like, this is like one of the most important resources in Minecraft, wood. But it's not used to make... Oh my god, this is a mansion? Okay, so I'm definitely not on the right way whatsoever. Okay, so maybe I have to follow the river in the other direction. This episode might just not be about Walt Whitman whatsoever, or any WW person, because at the rate I'm going to reach my quota and maybe not even be home. So I mean, I'd prefer to be home by the end of the video, but this is not shaping up to yeah, I feel like I'm going in the right direction now though, because the jungle is on my left, it's behind this forest, and this biome, which the acacia whatever, is on my right, which is the right I guess geographical context of my home. But I mean, Minecraft is not that, let's just say, diverse sometimes in terms of landscape, so I might be wrong, and it's been a while since I've played, so you know, I might be looking for my home for like the rest of my days. They did announce some I mean, while I was gone, there was a lot of from Minecraft, I mean, a lot of news about Minecraft, a new biome, a new mob, everything, a lot of new things, actually, multiple new biomes, and I have to say I'm loving it. I absolutely love it. Everything they're shown, just is shaping up to be like a nice update. I don't know when it's going to be out. I think probably 2027 because or maybe late 2026. We'll see, but I'm excited. Is this my home over there, or is that a village? If it is a village, I am definitely not in the right place whatsoever, because I don't think I've seen a village in all my gameplay. This is a village, okay. Well, I am most definitely lost, but I have seen a lot of nice things. A woodland mansion, a village, a jungle temple, and a ruined portal. So this was a fruitful exploration. Now to be back home would be even better, but you know, you don't always get what you want. 'Cause you don't always get what you want. Okay, I have an idea though. I'm going to make a compass. That is something I should have done straight away. Actually, I am quite stupid sometimes. What do I get rid of? I don't care about that. Okay, so I am going completely in the wrong direction. That's good to know. But now that I have a compass, I don't need to worry too much about finding my way home. It is a guarantee. I know I didn't like settle exactly on my spawn position, word spawn position, but close enough. I think I should be able to recognize my surroundings by then. I probably should have taken those lodestones earlier, because I do love some easy ways to find your way, and lodestones are exactly that, but custom, you know what I mean. Compasses in Minecraft are nice, and being able to set a destination for them is just so good. I do understand. I mean, I think people don't really like lodestones because they're too expensive, right? But I do really understand why they're so expensive, because allowing the player to basically set multiple spawn positions, not necessarily spawn positions, but like allowing the player to freely move about their world without getting lost, without risk of getting lost. Say for instance you build a little town in your spawn area. Well, now you have a compass for it for free. But if you want to, you know, maybe build a village in a different type of area than your spawning area, like for instance, you want to build a snow village, for instance, or a mountain village. Well, you could use nether portal tunneling, obviously, but I do prefer, I mean, okay, nether portal tunneling, really great for quick movements and stuff like that. Dangerous to build and to traverse sometimes. Well, there is a very dangerous to build out nicely and securely, or you build like just a 1x1 bridge over lava and it's dangerous to traverse. Either way, sorry, it's a dangerous thing, and you might want to stay in the other one, like me, but you might not want to build a whole minecart tracks or even a road or anything of the sort, but you still want to find your way. And to that effect, lodestones are a very, very handy tool, which is niche. It's very niche, I have to admit, especially with like the infinitely faster, easier, cheaper, and quite honestly better nether tunneling. But you know, I like to have options, and this lodestone option doesn't strike me as too expensive. I do understand that. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna go into too much of my game design philosophy, but I do believe that redundancy is, at the end of the day, very important in games. Even if there is a clear meta, and that there are items that are obviously worst and ways to do things that are obviously worst, I think it's important to keep them in the game. I think it's important to give the player options, because it's what makes the game feel, well, like a game, you know? First of all, it's fun for the players to discover what are the better options. That's part of the game. But also, like, once you've mastered the game, it's nice to have suboptimal ways to play, to give the game some fresh air, you know. Because if you, like, for instance, like, obviously a diamond pickaxe is objectively worse. I mean, a stone pickaxe is objectively worse than an iron pickaxe. I mean, but there's still, you need the steel pickaxe. I mean, okay, bad example, but the golden pickaxe is obviously worse than any other pickaxe, even maybe the stone one. But it's still in the game. It's still in the game, and I wouldn't want it to become any more useful than it is already. Because, well, first of all, it's still useful in a pinch, and it feels like if you had just a straight progression from wood, stone, steel, and diamond, just straight up, without copper, without gold, without netherite, the game would not feel complete, in my opinion. That's why they added copper, in my opinion, as well. Is that the ore progression was a bit too easy and too obvious. Obviously, when you play the game for so long, just like me, for instance, copper might feel like redundant and useless, and just, I mean, I'm wearing armor right now, just like leather armor and stuff like that. But when you put yourself in the shoes of a newcomer, or someone who doesn't, like, scour the wiki for information of the meta and stuff like that, or just people who just are like a more casual let's play, these items are important, because they give options to the player who might, because, you know, you might not just like not find iron. Copper is much more common. It gives smaller stepping stones, but it gives horizontal progression rather than purely vertical progression, which is very, very nice. I think, personally. I'm going to eat this raw beef because I need to sprint through the night. Also, like, and that's not really implemented in Minecraft this way, but a way for horizontal progression to have alternative that feel balanced rather than equal. You know, equal is like just the same, but risking. Balanced is, this one mines faster but is a bit less durable, for instance, and this one is slower but it's more durable. Very much like in Terraria, or at some point you can choose between a drill and a pickaxe, and for a while they were balanced, and now they are equal, I think, pretty much. And that's sad to me that they thought that balancing them meant making them on the same exact level and basically making them a skin of each other. Which I think is nice in Minecraft, because netherite is not just a skin of diamond. I mean, it pretty much is though. But it's still better, but it's not worth, like, objectively speaking, the time you're gonna gain from the netherite durability addition is not going to compensate the time you spend looking for the netherite, and yet people do it anyways, because the horizontal translation from diamond to netherite just feels right to do when you're in the end game. It's a bit more inconvenient and it's suboptimal to play, but people still do it. And giving players these kind of options, I think, is very important. I think Minecraft might be a bit too, let's say, cautious with implementing them, because I mean, I don't know their design philosophy that well, but I do think that they are afraid that something might break the balance that they have. But to be honest, something breaking the balance just gives the game a fresh feel to me, to all players and to new players. I mean, they didn't know the initial balance, so they don't care. It's just a new balance, because Minecraft or progression is not balanced. I mean, that's logical. I mean, it's a progression. So the last part of the progression is obviously better than the first part. But you know, that's kind of my thoughts on it. I'm home, by the way. You noticed. You probably noticed. So this is awesome. I'm going to be able to get rid of all my shit in my inventory, diamond included, and start to look up poems by the late great what's his name? The late great Walt Whitman. Let's make a few. I can only make one, whatever. Okay, so let me just go online. Wikipedia.org. Wikipedia.org. In English, please. What am I looking for? Walt Whitman. Works. No, actually, I just remember that I didn't look his. I did look something else. I just looked into them on YouTube and on the internet, and there was just like a website that's had his works. Walt Whitman. I don't know why this website is in French. I hope. No, it's translations of his works. So I don't care. I want the index of works of the Walt Whitman archive. Whitman archives. Let's look at the names. A 6 spell. That's kind of. Okay. The website doesn't have this. Oh, this one. Okay. A Twilight Song. It's kind of nice. Oh my god, there are several different version of this one. Apparitions. Okay. Oh, it's very short. Okay, that's nice. It's a very short one. Let me just go back to Minecraft. Let's read it whole, and then I will. Apparitions. A vague mist hanging round out of the pages. Sometimes, how strange and clear to the soul that all these solid things are indeed but apparitions, concepts, non-realities. Okay, that's nice. That's kind of nice. Let's write it out. Apparitions. A vague mist hanging round. I can't read. Half the pages. Colon. And in brackets. I don't think. I mean, I hope I did a nice. I hope during my reading I made it obvious that it was in brackets, but maybe not. Sometimes. How strange and clear to the soul. Singular. That these solid things are indeed but apparitions, concepts. And there's this last word is a few, like it's not aligned to the margin. Realities. Okay, though this one is kind of shorter. It's nice though. I do like it. I won't be able to apparitions. Like the last time, give a full interpretation, because it seems to me that it's quite. It's self-evident what it means, I think. I mean, also I think my time for today is up, to be honest. Is really the issue, because I've been talking for way too long about, well, I've been looking for this for my home for way too long at this point. So unfortunately I don't have much more time for you all today, but do believe that the next Walt Whitman episode will have a longer poem and a thorough interpretation of it. So thank you for coming, and see you tomorrow with some new Eugenics, and next week with Minecraft.